Welcome to More Than One Opinion. My name is Nupur, and with my co-host Jinnie Day.
Thank you for joining us for another segment. Today we're going to be discussing infidelity.
Hot topic.
It's been a topic of discussion, amongst our friend group, and something that we've just been, chatting about. I think through ages, sort of diving into as to why different people, choose to cheat, circumstances around it, and also why certain people relationships, I guess, continue even after cheating.
Yeah.
So I guess the fundamental thing would be, it's pretty obvious, men are geared towards like physical pleasures and women are more emotional creatures. Like that's, I think that the fundamental difference right there. But from a male perspective, Rody, why do you think in different circumstances men, find the need to cheat?
Look, it's a big topic, and definitely we don't have enough time for it in this segment, but we can obviously elaborate on other things later on, other topics, or similar topic but elaborate on it longer. From my past experience also being a counsellor for church and other things, I've had the personal sort of one-on-one dealings with this, and I've seen it firsthand. So what I found was that let's say good people turn cheaters, because I'd rather do that. If you're a cheater, you've always been a cheater. From the start, that's different.
You're just gone.
But good, for good people turn cheaters, that's different, right? So generally they loved each other. Everything was cool. I'm talking more married couple now. It's like long term. They've been with each other for a while. They've had kids. Everything's cool. What I've found, and you touched on it, where males love bedroom fun. I mean, women love that too. But what happens is a woman would set priorities over that. Let me tell you honestly, there's no priority for a male over that. There's nothing. There's not his money, not his anything. That's why men spend so much money on this. So there's nothing that would take priority over this. That is priority for a male. So if a woman knows that, she could either manipulate that or have a happy marriage, everything would be good. So what happens is the woman, for instance, has kids. The kids become her priority. So what happens is she will withhold her energy now that she's been given to him for a long time. Now she withholds it from him and gives it to the kids, and then expects him to basically understand that, well, they're your kids too, I have to look after them. Of course he understands. He's the male. He's their dad. He understands. But what happens in all these circumstances, if you pull them aside, you speak to them, even if you put them together, they'll say the same thing. They'll say, I don't feel loved anymore because she's not sleeping with you. Yeah, but she says to you she loves you. She cooks food for you. Everything's cool. I don't feel like I'm loved. So for a male, it has to be the touch. It has to be that embrace, that hold, that one-on-one. That makes him feel loved. Okay, so then what happens is when she withholds that, now she could also withhold that from him in terms of she wants to punish him. Okay, she doesn't like the way he's been doing things, so she withholds that. So let's be honest, women control the bedroom, straight out. Okay, majority of women control how frequent the couple will have sex, whether it be that week, that month, that year. Okay, so that basically puts a lot of pressure on the male, and he'll be asking, and then she'll shut him down. So he'll start to seek it elsewhere, whether he has to pay for it, prostitutes, or whatever he has to do. He'll start, or an affair, or whatever, because he wants that connection. Does it mean he doesn't love her? Does it mean he doesn't love the kids? No, he still loves her, but he needs that. So then what happens is, in all the cases that I've seen, that's what happens. They start seeking it elsewhere. So they don't consider that they're cheating, because that's just prostitution. It's transactional.
It's compartmentalized.
That's how they see it, right? So then if they're honest enough to say, look, I feel guilty. We haven't slept with each other for 2-3 years, and you're okay with that, but I had to get it somewhere else. Now he's given her an excuse that she wants, because she didn't want to really fix this marriage. I've seen this like so many times, one-on-one. And now she'll blame him for the rest of his life that he's a cheater and whatever it is, that this is what happened. And then she'll also withhold sex from him. So the marriage is doomed. They stay together because of the kids. It's just damage. You can't fix this. Where it should have been fixed was where they communicated from the start that this was going to be an issue. This is starting to become an issue. I'm not threatening you, but this is an issue. I don't want to seek out, this outside. Whether it be the male or the female, some women want this too. Males also.
So some
absolutely. Women actually go through the same thing, and then the male doesn't want to sleep with her.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's a problem. That's a different problem.
Yeah. So it's like, so this is not saying the other thing where their appearance change. They don't look attractive anymore. They're just slobs, both ends. And no one's attracted anymore to the other. They want validation and attention from somewhere else. So it's like, I'm not talking about that. That should be common sense. It always breaks down somehow where the sexual intercourse situation gets broken down. So if you ask any couple that are having issues, just pull them aside and say to them, you guys having sex? And they'll be like, we haven't for a while. Okay. But that's the problem. It's always the problem. So the male or the female will have to, or want to, they need to get this attention from somewhere else. And then it starts to become easier and easier and easier and easier. It's easy. It's just like, that's it, it's done. I'm not talking about everyday cheaters. Cheaters that are always cheaters, they love that. Yeah. They just love that. They love the fact, can I get caught, not get caught?
Yeah.
That's different. That's a cheater from the start. I'm talking good people turn cheaters.
Yeah.
Generally that is what happens.
Yeah.
Females will say that I'm not getting attention from him, he's working. He thinks he's working, he's supporting the family. I'm not getting attention. He's not giving her any attention. Where he used to slap her ass and say you're hot every time he'd see her, every time he'd look at her, oh my God, I want to eat you, I just love you, right? So he doesn't talk like that anymore. She doesn't feel that she's getting the attention, so she gets it from somewhere else.
Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head in women's defense. It's like, we were talking about this before about that excitement, right? So when you're first dating, you're both hot for each other, the guy used to make the effort, and then you get into this rut. So women also enjoy sex, not so that they don't. But if they're not like turned on, you can't just come home and just be like, okay, yeah, let's just get it on. Like that's not sexy.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I think
the setting.
Yeah, there needs to be an effort, and also if you do have kids, like that adds a whole the level of pressure.
Yeah.
Like the woman is ripping her hair out, trying to like juggle everything. Yeah. The man's working like crazy hours. Try and get some help if you can, and you need to connect as a couple.
Definitely.
I think if you're not spending time as a couple, you're not going to find that that chemistry.
Look, I can say a personal thing, and I mean whether people think I'm sharing it from my own life.
Yeah.
There was a time that we didn't have sex for a year and 2 months. Okay. And I'll say it straight out. I'm so sexually active, So I can't do a day without it. So how did I do the thing? I started hating her. Okay. She thinks, well, I'm looking after the kids. I'm thinking she doesn't love me, right? Either she's cheating on me, or she doesn't love me, or both, right? So we never came back from that. Doesn't matter how much she gave it to me afterwards. We never came back from that because I slept in my own bedroom by myself for that long, and I don't want her anymore. I don't want anyone that would treat me that way anymore, right? So whether I'm not being understanding, whatever, that's what happened. So I'm sharing that from experience that this is what happens. Did I cheat on her? No, I didn't. But I couldn't wait to break up with her. I couldn't wait to break up with her. The second I did, it's like, see you later, right? It's because I've got certain ethics and morals that I follow that I didn't want to break in front of God, in front of as being religious. I didn't want to, right? I knew that I'm married, but you can't do that. I know people that the woman would punish the male, her husband, for 5-6 years, no sex. And the second he would get attention somewhere else, she will punish him another 5 years after that. So it's like, hang on, why is this so toxic?
Yeah.
Right? So there's a breakdown from the start, right? I'm talking good people turned cheaters. I'm not talking about your regular cheater. Regular cheaters will cheat even if they've got a 10 out of 10 girl or 10 out of 10 guy. They just love other people. They want other things. They love eating different things. Monogamous. They're just how they are. So these people should never be in a relationship. Yeah. Or you should be okay with them for being like that, to be with them. So the truth is most people are not going to be okay with that. But I'm talking about good people why they get forced to be in this situation.
Elsewhere.
So there's a breakdown, right? I'm not justifying cheaters. I'm not justifying
There's a deeper issue there.
It's deeper, right? A lot of women will be like, oh, well, he cheated on me. Cheated on you. You guys have been married for 10, 15 years. You don't sleep with each other. You sleep in different bedrooms. You what do you want? He didn't cheat on you. I'm actually surprised that he didn't leave you, right? So it's like, I'm not justifying him or her. There's a breakdown that needs to be fixed from the start. If it doesn't, it will end this way, and there's nothing bringing it back again. So they live in different bedrooms, they live different sides of the house. They're just there because of the kids. So there's a massive breakdown with that, and the issue really comes down to communication from the start. What do you think in the animal world, when a lion takes over the pride, he kills obviously the male, or he runs him off, and then he looks around for the cubs and kills them all, kills all the cubs, because if he doesn't, the females will not go on heat again. They'll just raise their kids. They don't want to have sex anymore. He kills the kids, he kills all the things, and then basically, just logic, she becomes on heat a week later, and then basically they're sleeping with her. So this is just animal, stupid, instinct kind of level.
Yeah.
There's a need there, and that has to be addressed. You are together to address each other's needs, both of you.
That's
for
right.
each other's needs.
Yeah.
If she needs help with the kids, help her with the kids. Make it easier, facilitate for that. If you can afford it, get a full-time maid, get a cleaner, get a whatever. Take nights and go out and go get a nice hotel and say, no, I've got a nice hotel, candlelight, whatever. You need to set the scene for her.
Yeah,
She's just not going to sleep with you in the bathroom because that's what you like to do, right? It's just not going to happen like that,
yeah,
right? So a guy would be okay with just doing it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So the girl wants the candle lights, the sexy
the setting,
flowers,
the environment.
And, you know what I mean? So the guy needs to come to the party, and the woman needs to come to the party. They both need to come to each other. Otherwise, you're creating cheaters. You're creating it.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're creating. So eventually, it's irreversible. It won't get fixed. Right? Or it will get buried, or it would get told later on to each other because they can't hold the guilt. They need to tell each other that the one done this, and then the other one lives with the grudge for the rest of their life. One lives with the guilt, and then it's worse than what it started.
Yeah.
So there's a breakdown from the start.
Yeah.
And that's all I can touch on in such a short segment.
No, I agree.
But I've seen it. I've brought people back together where he was on cocaine. He was just gambling all their money away. He was never home. They didn't have kids yet. They were just newly married. So she seeked sort of someone else's attention or someone she can talk to, and she slept with him. Okay, she slept with the guy. He found out because she told him and said, this is what happened, and he couldn't live it. He couldn't live it until I actually sat him down and said, listen, she loves you, you love her. You weren't this same person. Like, you're not the same person right now that's with family. She did. Yeah. Like, look at you. This is what you were. He goes, yeah, you're right. It's not. If she's cheating all the time, if you love her, stay with her. Personally, I wouldn't. I'd leave.
Yeah.
Right. But he loves her, so stay. Right. You stuffed her up, sort of thing. So she needed attention elsewhere. Same thing with other situation. You punished him for 5 years for doing nothing, and then for not sleeping with him different bedroom, right? And then you're upset because he got attention from somewhere else, and he told you about it. So now you've punished him for another 6 years, right? So this is 11 years later. I'm like, look, you've got some serious problem. Yeah. You need to fix this up. Like, you. To be honest, I'm surprised he didn't cheat on you before, and I'm surprised he actually told you. Right? He loved you that much to tell you. So there's a breakdown from before. I'm talking about really good people turn cheaters.
Yeah.
So you've made them. You harbored this kind of people, and you mixed all the cocktails together to make them become cheaters. I'm not talking your everyday cheaters. Everyday cheaters will cheat from the second.
Yeah, 100%.
From the get-go.
Yeah, 100%. Like they're just wired that way, and you can't change that.
They love the thrill of being caught.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe getting caught, not getting caught. That's what they live for. Again, they love excitement, those people.
Yeah, and that's another whole different level. Question I have for you: there's obviously two types of cheating. You've got the physical and the emotional. In your opinion, which do you think is worse?
Which is worse? Look, definitely the acts. It's like the conclusion of it is the acts.
What I mean is there's physical involved in both.
Yeah.
But then one interaction is purely physical, there's no emotional attachment. The other is like you're actually having a physical and emotional affair.
If I break that one down, the physical will go straight to the guy. He'll straight away do the physical.
Yeah.
Females are usually emotional and that kind of style of thing. So they want to spend time with another guy that is giving them attention and emotionally connecting with them. Okay? Because she'll give him after everything he wants once he does that. So, look, both are bad because they're both cheating. But the very act is actually, you've just done that. Of course. This one you can come back from. This one you cannot.
The emotional.
The emotional you can come back from, right? You could sort of come back from that, whatever.
You think so? As in,
look, I think you could, because it's like it was they were sort of testing the waters, but it never really happened.
No, I mean like
the physical never happened.
No, the physical did happen.
Oh, the physical happened. So, that's fine. Yeah, that's gone. That's gone. Yeah. Look, for me, they're bad. Like the emotional and that is worse.
Okay.
Is the worst one. Yeah, because I thought one's emotional, one's physical.
No.
Not emotional and physical and just physical. Yeah. No, the physical is mostly when a guy goes and he pays to a prostitute, gets a fix, comes back. He doesn't know her name. He doesn't know what she is. Right? That one, she's basically cheated with one of the dads at school that she's been seeing every time she drops off the kid, and then basically they end up having coffee, and then they get away, and then they're cheating. That's emotional and that's the worst. Yeah. That's done. That's gone. Yeah. So, look, again, there's a breakdown from the start, from the very start. For me, if it's irreversible and you can't fix it, then have the guts to break up and live a good life. You don't have to be a cheater. Yeah. So I actually said to my ex at the time, I said, listen, the second I think about cheating on you is the time I'm going to leave you. Oh, so you won't just cheat? It's not about you. I've got certain principles that I live with, that I follow, that if I feel myself I'm having to break what I follow, then I'm going to have to leave you, because you're not good enough anymore for me. Or there's something gone way beyond fixing, and it's not going to get fixed. And that's exactly what happened.
At least you're man enough to be upfront about that.
I don't want to be caught one day someone goes to me, oh, you cheated and whatever, and then your kid's fine. No, that's fine. Just leave him. Leave him. Why do you need to hurt him or hurt her? Why do you need to do that? Right?
Yeah, because like I said, there are some serial cheaters who have it comfortable at home.
That's a different.
It's just comfortable, but they just want to get. Look,
I know a story of one that she was cheating on him with the neighbor. She got pregnant from the neighbor. No. Right? She got pregnant from the neighbor. He thought it's his daughter. Okay. The neighbor wouldn't leave his wife for her. Okay. So she abused the baby to the point where the baby became full mentally retarded, because she would throw the baby on the floor. No. Okay. He ends up finding out, when the kid's now blind, in the hospital, that after they've done a DNA, this kid's not yours. It's the neighbor's. Okay?
That is insane. So this is not a real love story.
This is not a love story. Like, there's issues, there's breakdowns, right? Like, there's massive breakdowns. So you need to catch them early. There's no need for kids to get hurt, right? At the end of the day, it's families and kids and whatever. If it's just you and him, or her and him, just leave. Like, if there's kids, let's work out an arrangement where we can just leave each other peacefully and amicably, and make this work so that no one gets hurt. Because I don't want to be called a cheater. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a cheater. That's, for me, it's like a degrading to call me that. Yeah. I'd rather just walk away. So if you could do that, that's the better outcome, to be honest. If you can fix it, fix it. Okay, but there's always a breakdown from the start, and we addressed them at the start. There's a breakdown, and I was going more towards male because you asked me more male.
Yeah, of course.
With the female, it's definitely the attention. He stops giving her attention. Okay, and it could be very well because she's let herself go. Okay, where from head to toe she was immaculate. Now, how can I be immaculate? I'm looking after the kids. You can still go and do your nails. You can still shave. You can still be groomed. You can still smell good. You
still
can
get
still
laser
look
at
good.
Revive Clinics.
Like, you can still come to Revive Clinics, and I can fix you up, like, from head to toe, everything you want. Right? So look, that's BS, to be honest. That's BS. That's excuses. You're comfortable, right? He's comfortable. He's got a belly on him now that he can't even see when he goes to do a wee. And you basically let yourself go to the point where for me, that's excuses, right? So there's a breakdown. So you need to basically get to a point where you go, what's happening here? Is this salvageable? Why are we thinking about cheating? Why is this happening? Be man enough and be woman enough to actually approach each other and say, look, if I don't eat at home, I'm going to eat outside. If I don't feed here, I'm going to feed outside. I'm just not getting the attention from you. Okay, I do love you. There's a connection here. Yes, we are raising a family now. Is this salvageable? Can we fix this? Yeah, don't worry about the excuses. Can we go get a nice hotel one night, have a date night, build this up again, start dating each other, start courting each other again, get to know each other again, and I promise you I'm going to be romantic, and I'm going to make this spice up this relationship again. And make an effort if you love them. If you don't, walk away. That's, to be honest,
that's
you don't need
advice.
to cheat.
Yeah.
There's no need to cheat. And that's, in a summary, as fast as I can say it to you.
Yeah.
More, obviously, I can elaborate on a different
No,
segment,
but I think you've given an amazing insight, and more so the underlying issues as to...
That's what it is.
Yeah, why
the serial killers, the serial cheaters, they're cheaters. I mean, they just cheat.
Yeah, just not coming back.
They're just cheaters. Doesn't matter what you give them.
Yeah.
They're going to cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much,
My
Freddie.
pleasure, thank
So
you.
definitely food for thought for everyone. And again, we'd love to hear about your experiences in this area if you're comfortable enough to share it. But if you're going through something like this, or if you know someone who's going through something, similar, hopefully, Rhodey's given you some great tools to navigate through that. So thanks for joining us on another segment.
Bye for now.
Bye.